It's always time for a beer.
It's always time for a beer. Happy Hallow-Wednesday, everybody. Wild Card Hallow-Wednesday. Another edition of Wild Card Wednesday. We got William Kepley. Hello, William Kepley. We got
Hello.
Thomas Metal 75. And this is your Massachusetts Beer Reviews. It's Halloween, and I'm wicked horny for a beer. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, Hallow-Wednesday, and we got some beers to talk about. What kind? Again, wild card, any beers. The beer that I bring today comes from the Shed Brewery, a local legend steeped in Vermont lore, which is from Middlebury, Vermont. This is their flagship Mountain Ale, a rugged brown ale. It says 7, if you can even read that, 7.5%. And if it zooms in, 35 IBUs. That is going to be my Hallow-Wednesday beer of choice. I don't know if William Kepley has any beverages to join with tonight.
I've got mine in the cool, but I will show you what it is.
Sure.
I've often proclaimed myself as the beer hunter, and I got one here that might be one of my most prized conquests.
Ooh, okay.
I have
Red Dog. Giving a Red Dog a vote. No.
Do Your Own Dog.
How much did that 30-pack cost you?
It was about $20 with tax.
That is not so bad.
Hello, William. Hello, Eric.
Hi.
Hello, Jay Terrio, Louisiana Beer Reviews.
Hi. I wish we still got Red Dog here, but we haven't gotten it in 4 years, over 4 years.
That was one of my most prized conquests when I got that one.
I bet. I wish I could run across it. I hear a lot of sirens. I hope.
Uh-oh. They better stay safe out there. So, my beer is from the Shed in Middlebury, Vermont. There it is. It is their Mountain Ale, 7.5, 23 IBUs, and yes, rugged brown ale, they say.
That's neat. I'm going to go run to the restaurant. Yeah, I got to go get the beer.
Mine says Mountain Ale is a rugged ruby-colored brown ale featuring pronounced caramel and toffee notes and a moderate bitterness. I'm going to pour that right into the glass, and William Kepley can let us know that story about getting the Red Dog, and prior to getting that Red Dog, what maybe your history is with the Red Dog.
Back in 2016, when I started my own beer project, I was trying to find as many of these legacy brands as I could, and using the beer finders, using some of the forum information, any source I thought I could round up these beers. And I saw the Red Dog. I was in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, which is a southern central Pennsylvania, only about 14 miles above the Mason-Dixon line. So with me, it's an easy one day beer run.
Sure.
And I saw a lot of beers up there that I couldn't get in my own area. And I passed on the Red Dog a couple of times, and I said, the next time I go up there, I'm going to definitely grab the Red Dog. And so this time they had a 30-pack, and it was still, freshness date was good on it. And so I grabbed it and some few other beers. But the Red Dog was my one goal for this past trip. And I've drank a few of them and been very, very pleased, actually. It's sort of like the Coors Extra Gold. These beers aren't readily available, but, you drink it and you say, people should have an opportunity to drink this beer. I don't understand why the distribution is so limited.
Mm-hmm.
They stack up, are superior to many of the, if you like the adjunct lagers, they, like I said, they're equal, if not better than most of them. And it's fun to find something new, and have something that not many other people have. And, it's sort of like human nature. We want things that we can't get.
Yep.
It's the the hunt is the conquest is you know, that's the most sort of like the fun part of it.
Absolutely.
Kind of like Motorhead. The chase is better than the catch.
Yeah.
Damn right.
But the catch is pretty nice too. With these.
Yeah.
Let's see what Jay Terriot's
Right.
evening for beer.
Sorry I'm late because I had to drive to Reserve, Louisiana, and then to go to All Saints Day Mass, and then they had the earliest one at 5 Central. So then I came back, had to get the clothes on to the wash and take a bath and wash my hair. Okay, enough of my vlog.
Oktoberfest, Samuel Adams.
It's October 31st. It's about time to finish this off, don't you think?
Sure.
Getting a little late in the season, I do believe.
And you have a pretty, I would say you have a pretty long history with that beer. Is that correct?
Yes. Back when I started drinking beer in 1996, they had, I don't know why this cap on, they had Samuel Adams Boston Lager. Okay. And I liked, what the deuce? I liked it. Then maybe 10 years later, they started getting the varieties, or it's probably maybe less than that, but sometimes around 2006, we started seeing, well, earlier than that, we got the light, you know, Sam Adams Light. Then we started getting all the varieties and it just grew into what it is now. So I've probably been drinking this for, at a minimum, 10 years, but it's probably longer. So there we go. Look at that rust color. You know what Samuel Adams looks like. Oktoberfest. One year it tasted salty. I don't know what was wrong with it, but besides that little bad problem, it's been enjoyable. And give you the ABV real fast. It's 5.3, and the IBUs are 16. And we know these are not going to be hoppy.
I was going to say that's sort of on the hoppy side for an Oktoberfest, but maybe that's perfectly in line with the style and with lager beers.
Yeah, to balance out the because most of like your regular lagers would be around 10, 12, and I think the Samuel Adams Boston Lager is what, 30. But that's kind of an oddball item.
Our before you get going here, our buddy John and Nilly said that he might not have been able to make it to our examination here tonight because either he's going out of town either tonight or tomorrow, and if he's here at his home, he would have joined us.
I watched his examination that he did. I'm sorry he can't join us, but I watched his examination that he did with Michael Komarov. They did the Dirty Bastard.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's about 28 minutes, and I listened to it, and it never got boring. Like, I did fast forward through one little part, but I watched the main body of it, and I really enjoyed it. Oh, there's that old Red Dog.
And more golden appearance than straw, as many other ones.
That's right.
But 4.8% ABV. They use 5 American hop varieties and 2 barley malts. So it's, you know.
It's won a number of awards.
Yeah, it was introduced in 1994, and in 95, it won the gold medal for the American Lager at the Great American Beer Festival. So it had a pretty auspicious debut. And, you know, like I was telling, you know, you drink these beers like this with the Coors Extra Gold, and you wonder, why aren't these readily available? They're superior to most of the pack. I don't understand it. You know, it's just, when you have a product that good, or, you know, and it's just like it, 99.9% of people can't get it. It just makes no sense. But
we talked about it many times, and it's like the best products they make. I was thinking about this. Maybe it's because they are worried that they would undermine their flagships that probably aren't as good or something. I don't know. I just don't understand it.
What is it smelling, and is it tasting, and is it got a a mouthfeel that would rival other American style adjunct lagers, or is it right in line with
When I drank the first one, I'm saying this has some Ice House DNA in it.
Wow.
Definitely. I could taste that. But it does have a nice little hoppiness to it that's missing for a lot of the adjunct lagers. If you drink this on a clean palate, at the end, it does have a nice little hop bitterness finish to it. A pretty good amount of flavor, almost bordering on like a mini malt liquor, sort of like the Coors Extra Gold. Definitely has more flavor in the opening and middle of the sip than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
I thought it great. You know, I drank one when I got home from work today. I didn't want a double IPA. I didn't want a stout, imperial stout. I wanted just a refreshing beer. And I drank this and I said, for this moment, this hits the spot, and there's nothing I would prefer rather than having this right now. And I think there's always going to be a place for these type beers. You know, I definitely enjoy this, and I'm glad I was able to pick it up. I just wish it was available in my area because it can hang with any of them. And I think it's superior than most of them. It's a little bit something extra that they do with this. You know, with the hop varieties, a little bit of more of a balance with the bitterness. And I think it's really good.
Of course, to be sure, you'd want to do a blind taste test in a round robin tournament, you know.
I've got enough of them with a 30-pack that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start lining them up, the competitors, and everyone. And so it's going to be a lot of fun, you know, for next month or so. I wanted to drink, you know, enough of these to get a baseline taste. And once I had that established, now I can go out and do some side by sides. So this is going to be a lot of fun because I think this is going to fare pretty well against the majority of the pack.
Yeah, I think you're right. And what do you think about this idea that I've got? Taking a 24-pack, you know, the traditional suitcase of Schaefer Light, and doing a round robin against all your bigger light lagers.
That would be good. I've done that a lot. It's a lot of fun. I'll have one product to be like my control beer, and then I'll go out and buy others to compare to it. You know, it's just a lot of fun for me, you know, to do that and, you know, try to pick out the subtleties between these beers and things like that. But yeah, the Schaefer, I saw the Schaefer Light when I got this Red Dog. I saw Ham's Light too.
Ah, that's a rarity.
But I've had the regular Schaefer. I haven't had the light version, but I thought the regular was pretty good.
Yeah, that was one of the real champs, I thought. But it's not been sold in Louisiana in about 19 years. But we get Schaefer Light for some bizarre reason. Not in this town, but if I go to a town about 24 miles east of here, I can get Schaefer Light. And they had 3 cases of it on the shelf when we were at the store Sunday. And I think it rotates pretty well. So I bet you it's fresh. You know, the dates will probably be okay. Now, Old Milwaukee, watch out. You get a bad date on that one, that thing doesn't move it. Oh, yeah. Well, what do you expect? You know, I haven't had a TV commercial in 22 years. So
dates on beers, mine I just noticed has the very epic date of January 22nd, 2018 on it.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah. Ooh, at least
it's 2018.
At least it's 7.5%.
Oh, 2018. Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Wow. 7.5%, and it doesn't have any real off flavors. Craig Swenson, he's from New Hampshire. He says, "Hello, Mr. Young. Power Rage was a great album." Yeah. So again, mine is the Mountain Ale. It's their brown ale from the Shed, from Middlebury, Vermont. I'm sure Craig Swenson gets these beers as well. Then now they say on the website, theshedbrewery.com/beers/mountain-ale. This unfiltered English strong ale is a medium to full-bodied ale with pronounced caramel and toffee notes followed by a roasted finish. A moderate hop bitterness is derived from generous kettle additions of Mount Hood and Northern Brewer hops. So in the glass, we have Gabriel Celaya over there. He finally joined. Hello, Gabriel. So in the glass, and actually in some light, I don't know if you can see, you can kind of see it there. Look how sediment rich the bottle actually was when I poured it.
Yeah, you can see that. It's almost a plum color beer.
It's got a it's got that murky amber towards that purple color. You're definitely right about that. The head looks extreme. It looks, well, I was gonna say it looks more white on camera than it is, but there it goes. You can kind of see it's that khaki copper, that khaki cream sort of off-white look to it. With a lot of lacing on it.
Looks kind of like Iyengar Celebrator.
It definitely has not as big of a nose, but it kind of does have like a. Didn't think about it till you said it. It does have a very light Doppelbock-ish kind of a scent to it. It's got a lot of caramel, sticky toffee, kind of those bready, sticky malts to it.
I'm gonna walk away. But I can still hear you. Okay, so I'm not abandoning you.
Excellent. So yeah, definitely some kind of syrupy sweetness to it. Again, molasses or brown sugar, and there's definitely an indiscernible kind of a nutty toastiness to it. I don't know what kind of nuttiness that would be from. And definitely a fruitiness to it. There's definitely dark raisins and plums to it. And that's kind of really about it on that nose. So let's try some mountain ale for you all live on the camera. Cheers from the Shed, Vermont's flagship and year-round beer. Very nice lacing on that glass. Angus approves. Very big, raisiny, plum, pruny kind of notes to it. At Angus Young's age, he needs all the prune juice he can get. Very sticky sweet, not cloyingly sweet. It is perfect for the style. It's got a moderate to heavy on the, well, medium to full on the medium side. It's just like the nose. There's toffee and caramel sweetness. There's the nuttiness to it. There's the fruitiness to it. There is that 35 IBUs in there towards the end of the beer. The finish is semi-dry, more on the wet side, but it's not a hugely long finish. It's a little bit chewy. It's kind of got a little light red wine-like tannins to it, but very light on that aspect. Just a big, sticky, bold beer without being the most giant beer on the planet. So if you do like Doppelbocks, things like Jay was talking about, Doppelbocks, you like Bocks, you like darker style ales and lagers, and you like English style beers, this will be great on a cask, I bet. This is a pretty good beer so far. What else can I say about it? It is very crisp. I don't know if you would exactly call it refreshing at its sweetness level and as big as the bready malt is. I don't know if that makes it really refreshing, but it's really a good, around a B+ for me so far, kind of a beer. So far, so good. I'm going to shut up now. We'll come back to everybody else at the very end for their final thoughts and grades. But let's hear from Gabriel Celaya from Phoenix, Arizona. Gabriel, hello, happy Hallow-Wednesday, and which beer are you drinking this evening? You are, hold on. Your audio is not working at the moment. You're not muted, and your volume is all the way up on my end. I don't know if maybe you don't have your microphone set up correctly. If you go to the top where it says settings, you might be able to choose the microphone that will work for you. So very quickly here, if you go, holy moly, if you go to the top here, this little cog here, you'll see where the settings are to adjust that. I will stop screen sharing that. Holy crap. Nope, we still can't hear you, Gabriel. Nope, and your audio is working on our end, so I don't know why we can't hear from you. But while you're figuring that out, unfortunate stuff is going on there. While you're figuring that out, let's go back to William Kepley and see where he's at on some Red Dog.
One thing I've noticed about the Red Dog and the ones I've drank is it doesn't have that vegetal quality of the Miller High Life, that cooked veggies or like cream corn.
Yeah.
One thing I know immediately, because you know that's the signature flavor of a Miller High Life. But this one does not have that. I didn't notice that. And like I'm saying, it's a little more like it's got some of the Ice House DNA in it. You know, not surprisingly, since they come from the Plank Road Brewery, which was Frederick Miller's first brew house in the 1900s. That's how they got the name. So it is a legitimate name. But and some people, so this may have a little less of an adjuncty flavor, a little more malty than some of the other beers of its ilk. So there is a little of the Miller DNA running through it. It's got the nice lacing, the head, but it does not taste like a Miller High Life.
Do you remember? Oh, what happened to Gabe?
His audio is not working. We tried to get it to work because it's not muted on my end and his volume's all the way down. So he left. Maybe he'll come back to try to figure that out.
Okay.
But on our end, there's nothing that we've done to prevent us from hearing him.
Sometimes you got to reset. Oh, I want to say this real fast.
Yep, go ahead.
William, you remember when Red Dog first came out in 1994? It was sold as an above premium beer.
Also, they wanted to separate it, an Ice House, from the Miller brands, and it was a premium. And they did a lot of advertising. The be your own dog. It was all about independence. Don't be a part of the crowd. Separate yourself. And this was, the insinuation was this is a superior beer. Drink these. It's sort of like what Coors did with the extra gold. They would show the extra gold how much, a richer, darker color versus, something like a Budweiser. Like this is a superior product. And from there, these things have gone into almost seclusion.
Why do you think that is? Well, I mean, I don't see any reasoning. I mean, maybe in where we're at with beer, I think there's so many different kind of beer drinkers, which is an amazing thing. So many people now do drink craft beer also do respect macro beers, and I think vice versa. However, maybe it's such a sub-premium beer with that low price. Maybe people get turned off by thinking that maybe it's just going to be a really subpar and almost borderline kind of a nasty beer at that price point.
Yeah, but it used to not be at that price point. That's what I'm saying. It got relegated to that. Like, it's sort of like you're saying, why did it happen? I'm thinking it's probably because you had too many brands chasing too few people, but maybe more of a problem was that you've got these college graduates that work for Miller Coors, and they're smart enough to split an atom, but they don't know how to open an umbrella. So
I get you on that. Yeah.
They overanalyze things, and they don't understand that if you don't have advertising and promotion for a product, it will die.
Yeah.
I watched Schlitz go from multiple commercials for every football game on national TV to nothing. And then what happened to the sales? Right along with that, they went to evaporation. It's crazy.
Craig said
outside, out of mind.
Craig said that Red Dog was
in the. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Out of mind.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Keep the product, what customers think about it. I always got to say, if they don't care much about the beer, it sort of makes you wonder yourself if you should. They need to take the lead for these products. And
I think Gabriel's audio is working now. I believe so.
Okay.
Continue, William Kepley.
I'll see if Gabe can get a word in here if he's got audio.
Excellent. All right, Gabriel Salaya, again from Phoenix, Arizona. Hello, happy Hallow-Wednesday. And which beer do you have this evening, Gabriel?
I have a beer for Halloween.
which
to
is
celebrate Halloween.
which beer specifically is that one?
Samuel Adams Holiday Porter.
Oh,
Oh,
that's getting into the winter months there, right?
more of a Christmas item, but
Holiday
hey,
beer.
it's on the market. They put stuff out so early. So, hey, why aren't the Easter beers out yet? What's going on?
What do you think of
I bought this Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, I saw it come in today.
It's gonna be really fresh if you bought that on Monday, Gabriel.
October 29.
It's not bad at all for Phoenix, Arizona. Amazing, cool. So,
Plus the 12-pack Winter Classic.
so you put that into the glass. What are you getting from its color? What are you getting from the smell and the taste? What are you thinking of it so far?
I think black carbonation. Kind of like a black lager type. Creamy.
Cheers, Billy.
The taste is like bitterness, burnt
bitterness.
Crisp.
Any spicy notes to it?
5.20 alcohol, 40 IBUs.
Are you getting any like baking type spicy notes to it? Does it have like fruit cake to it? Does it have any dessert notes to it?
No.
Red Dog from the can. All right.
From the can. A big dog.
How does the
I don't know if coffee's in this. Yeah. But it has like a taste of coffee.
What kind of a mouthfeel are you getting? Is it an easy drinking beer? Is it crisp, clean, and refreshing?
A medium bodied.
Would you call it refreshing?
Yeah, I could, yes.
Yeah. Some of these darker beers and some of these more spicier, fruity beers are kind of hard to describe to me as refreshing, but I understand where you're coming from on that.
Maybe like dark berries or cherry or something.
I'm totally getting
like Guinness.
Brown ale.
Dark cherry. I think I might skip that variety pack because I don't want to get stuck with 2 bottles of Sam 76. I have to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Do you ever have Sam 76, Gabriel?
No, but I will. I did buy the 12-pack. So it came 2 bottles of 76.
So where are you so far? So where are you so far with the with your holiday Sam Adams beer there? Are you liking it so far? Are you not liking it? Are you kind of
It's good.
So?
It's tasting like a Dunkel beer.
Oh,
it's probably true.
It says porter, but what's the difference, porter and Dunkel?
Well, there's a difference. All right, there's a difference.
It tastes like
There's a lot of similarities, I would have to say. Although one's an ale and one's a lager.
It says robust and full flavors.
Do you agree with that statement?
They're brown. They're dark.
It's full body, but not really robust.
All right.
It's medium. It's medium.
Medium robust.
Body.
Medium body.
Yeah.
Not like other ones who have more alcohol.
Angus,
Hey, can I give my score?
What's your score?
Well, I've never had the holiday porter, but the Samuel Adams Oktoberfest, I'll give it a B+. How about that?
Boom.
You did have this, Jay. I saw your review.
Of the holiday porter?
You
sure I had the holiday porter?
Maybe it was Old Fezziwig. I don't know.
It might have been a while.
This one.
It was a long time ago, though, huh?
I am horny.
But it was the original.
Yeah, that must have been around 6 or 7 years ago, huh? I bet you.
We'll go quickly over to William Kepley. He is profoundly looking at that bug on the wall or something.
Lacing, or the Miller Lacing.
That's
towards the end of an examination on the Red Dog. Where's your Taco Bell hot sauce rating on that one?
I don't have them at my available to me right now, but this I'd say this is a solid A beer for the style.
They've been pretty much
Solid A. I would put it between the Fire and the Diablo on the Taco Bell rating chart. Solid A for this one. Like I say, it's just a shame that it isn't more readily available for people to try it out if you like these type of beers. And I've drank a lot of these, so I can speak with a little bit more authority than I can on some of the other styles. I have had a lot of these beers,
right.
and I like this one.
John Anile said, hello, everyone. Sorry I could not join tonight. I'm on the road. Nice to see William Kepley. And is that a red dog I see? And I said, that's true. That it is. Craig Swenson also says Sam 76 might be the worst beer ever. I'd drink Rockdale Ice over that.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. But
John agreed. He said, I agree, Craig. Rockdale Ice has much more flavor. And Chaz 54543 says at Thomas Metal 75, will you do a review of the Dunkin' Donuts coffee porter from Harpoon Brewery? Now, if I had a pen and a piece of paper, I will totally write that down as you requested that, Chaz 4543. As we say in Massachusetts, dunks. Get that dunks porter. I will totally be looking for that, and you'll get a special review once I find it.
guess what Uncle Ronald bought today?
He bought a Jamaican rum called Myers.
No, I bought that yesterday. Guess what I bought today?
A whiskey for cheap.
No, but if you
All right.
wait 8 seconds, you'll find out. Hold on.
What kind of a product do you think this is, William Kepley?
It's hard to say. It could be a whiskey. It could be,
Gabriel Celia.
Well, can you see it?
Oh, it's the Dunkin' Donuts porter. Oh, there it is. Live for you, Chaz.
Ta-da! It's no longer Dunkin' Donuts. They decided to go with the new modern insipid trend, and now they're called Dunkin'. So any of y'all need to puke, just think about that. It's coming up.
What's
And
up,
there's a huge amount of noise, in case you were hoping for a huge amount of noise. Anyway,
very noisy, Gabriel. We apologize.
Anyway, you know what this cost me?
What?
$1.79 plus tax.
And that's got to be, I mean, relatively fresh because it's sort of a newer release.
Yeah, considering it arrived in the store exactly today. And the store manager told me, guess what's coming out? I said, what? He said, a collaboration between Harpoon, and I knew what he was going to say before he finished the sentence, Dunkin' Donuts. I said, yeah, I heard about that beer. Everybody's talking about it on the internet, on Facebook. So it'll be coming up soon enough. Now, the Myers rum. Oh, I am so glad that Swillengrog and his female companion introduced me to this, because she wanted to buy it when she was in New Orleans. Apparently, it was some kind of thing that you didn't want to buy it in Australia, or you couldn't get it in Australia. So I didn't want to buy a plastic bottle, so I tracked down this liter glass bottle, which was actually cheaper per ounce than the plastic, $7.50, and it's really dynamite if a person likes cane syrup. Now, if you don't like molasses and cane syrup, cane sugar, it might not appeal, because look how dark it is. This is they say it's the darkest of the dark rums.
Before we get too into the rum, I believe my assessment as I was talking about this mountain ale, this rugged brown ale or English strong ale, they say rugged brown ale right on their own label, and then on the website they only say English strong ale. Anyways, it's kind of an English style strong ale in taste. and in flavor. I said a B plus. I'm going to stick to that. If I were to give that an actual numbering, I would give that, thank you, Gabrielle, a Chaz beer reviews. If I had to give this a number rating, I'm guessing 87, which is still for me, that is in that B plus range. That, again, that's for me and how I look at things.
Yeah, I would call that a B. I would call that.
I mean, for me, what doesn't constitute a higher rating?
You think if it was fresh, it'd be a higher score?
Probably not. I'm sort of familiar with, I feel like I have some familiarity with the beer already. Actually, I think, go figure, I think there would be a little bit more of a hoppier presence to balance out some malts. However, it is a pretty, it's not cloying, but it is a pretty sweet, sticky, thick beer as it is. And I think for brown ales, I'm looking for more of a balance between malt and a little bit more of some hops. So, I mean, I think if it were a little bit more balanced with some more hops to counteract some of the sweetness to it, I think if there was more balance going on in there and less of a big sticky body, for me personally, that would probably help me to rate it a little bit higher. But I think in the fall time for I said 7.5, I apologize, 7.4%, 35 IBUs. I think in the fall time, this is a really perfect, excellent beer. Campfires, grilling, tailgating, telling the Halloween trick-or-treaters like Clint Eastwood dating Gran Torino to get off my lawn, and you can just have a good old time doing it. So, yeah, 87 out of 100, still a good beer, and it's got nice sticky lacing.
Yeah, I would call that good. 87 is good. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. It's becoming quite a New England staple in the craft beer community. So good.
Williams got his between Fire and Diablo, so he's in the solid A range, I do believe.
Right.
I have even now as far as this rum, and I'm not going to go on, Eric.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever had creme brulee?
Oh yeah, I love that stuff. That's a treat right there.
Well, here's some creme brulee for you.
Okay.
And it's like burnt sugar. It's caramelized. It's almost like the sugar turns solid, Oh, it's incredible.
Gabriel's got that Sam 76 ready to go.
Gabriel, you ever went to a movie and you were so excited and then you left the movie and you felt like you had been ripped off? Well, you might have an experience like that coming up, but I don't want to influence anybody. You see, I don't want to. I know he's already watched my review, so the influence is already out there. The seed has been planted. Okay, I have even more shocking news.
What's going on in the world of Jay Terry at Louisiana Beer Reviews?
I went on a road trip, but I wasn't too successful, but I did pick up Uncle Premium Extra Stout.
Ooh.
And it was not even expensive. It was not even expensive. And it is 8% alcohol. It's an extra stout, and it's made in Sihanoukville, Kampuchea. It's imported from Kampuchea.
Kampuchea.
Yeah, or as we say in the United States, we pronounce it Cambodia.
Myers does.
Here.
John Anele says Myers, that Jamaican rum, does have a creme brulee flavor. I'm surprised to see you drinking rum. I figured it would be years before you got into rum.
Okay, people were asking me like once a week on my video channel, when you gonna do rum, man? And I was like, okay. And then not Dr. Dave, but Dave, this other guy tells me, oh, we want to buy this rum. So I'm looking at the label. I really like the label. The label was so attractive with this brown and the plantation on there and the rum barrels and the guy carrying the sugar cane. I said, this is like the most classic label, And I figured for $23.99 for this 1,000 milliliter bottle. And I read some interesting things about it on the website. So I said, oh yeah, what the heck? I like cane sugar. So that's what happened there. And John Anele, he'll probably want to examine it. and I'll probably want to do it. So I got the kombucha beer.
Yes, back to stout beer.
Extra stout. I'm curious to see how it's going to stack up against Guinness.
Guinness Extra, yeah.
Foreign extra. And then I have another one from the Republic of India.
Okay.
It's called Godfather Lager Beer. International quality Godfather Lager.
That Kingfisher lager, I don't believe I've ever had it, but that seems to get a bad rap on the beer rating websites. Hopefully that's a little better.
Because it's a bunch of snobs, I think it's pretty good. I like Kingfisher, but I always had the American brewed one. But this is from Samba, India, at a place called Phase 2.
Okay, interesting distillery.
Phase 2. Well, you would have bought it. You'd have seen something like that, I'm sure. No? Okay, well, you'd have bought the stout, though, I bet you.
That does kind of sound interesting. So, let's go to William Kepler here. So it's Halloween. Anything crazy, cool, exciting going on in your neck of the woods on Halloween here?
Well, we're still recovering from the tropical storm Michael. In my neighborhood, it was lifting up trees like they were toothpicks.
Dang.
I'd never seen anything like it in my life. And so a lot of sound of chainsaws the last couple of weeks in my neighborhood.
Wow.
And recovery, but like I said, I'd never seen anything like that. One of my neighbors had a large tree. The roots had begun to grow underneath the driveway, and when the tree came up, it split the driveway. The concrete just split, like fractured.
Damn.
And it was just, thankfully, I got myself. I came out much better than most of my neighbors did.
Good.
But it was a sort of a harrowing few minutes when that came through here. There was so much buildup about the Florence hurricane, and then on the heels of that, we had Michael, and I think it sort of slipped under the radar to a certain extent, but it really hit the North Carolina hard. Over 1 million people with power outages and a lot of damage. And but thankfully, the worst of that's behind us now. But I was a couple days ago. I got a mixed 6-pack at Total Wine, and one of them they've come out again with a limited edition of the brown sugar Lagunitas, one I've never had, 9.9%. So I look forward to drinking that one.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, get ready for a delightful experience.
And I picked up a 16-ounce can of the Yingling Golden Pilsner. I've never had that one.
That one keeps growing on me. Like every time I drink it, it's better than the previous experience.
And let's see what I got the new Narragansett Oktoberfest, the Fest.
Yes, sir.
It was like only a few weeks old. It had a October born-on date.
Sadly, we can't get Narragansett here.
I believe that's
see what their take on also called a Marathon.
Marathon, yeah.
The Oktoberfest.
Yep, there it is.
Winter Classic, Sam Adams. We see it, Gabriel.
And
I would have to drive to Pensacola, Florida. That would be the closest location I could go to get Narragansett.
And I got a bottle of the Pilsner Urquell and the Carlsberg Elephant.
Whoa!
Lagers.
I love to see the elephant.
Yeah. So that was a nice, and I got a 6-pack of the Founders. I've got a bottle of it up here. The Founders People's Porter.
I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, yeah. I had that, I do believe.
5.8%.
It reminds me of Joseph Stalin for some reason.
Yeah. Sort of a sessionable type, 5.8%, but I thought it was very good. Not overly sweet. It's not the dessert type beer that you get with the higher ABVs, but a nice amount of roastiness. This is an honest porter. It's what you get. It's not infused with chocolate. It's not infused with coffee. It's just an honest beer where you're getting the flavor of intensely roasted malts. And I like that, the fact that it's straightforward, a nice balanced beer. And I got a 6-pack of these for $7.99.
Damn.
They're priced pretty competitively. Foothills here, and I've generally like the beers I've got from Foothills. So, and then that along with the Red Dog, I picked up a few other beers. I got the Molson Triple X.
Yes.
Boy, you had a pretty good adventure there.
Seems like it, yeah.
And in West Virginia, they had 99-cent cans of Genesee for 24-ounce cans for 99 cents.
Okay. I was just at the brewery last week. That was a pretty cool brewery. I liked it.
But you didn't get to go to the main brewery, though, did you?
No, but I tried a lot of interesting beers that I guess, unless you go to the brewery or you're within distribution of where Genesee does their, what do they call it, their brew house collection styles of beers, then I wouldn't have been able to have tried some of those beers. Actually, my favorite beer, I didn't do the cream ale or the light beer because but I had the light beer at many different restaurants and bars throughout upstate New York, so I kind of know what that's about. But the cream ale, I absolutely know what that's about, and I've been a fan of that for a long while here, so I didn't really need to try that. But I was really surprised about their all malt version of the Genesee Lager. That was actually really good. I was really happy with that, and I was kind of disappointed that I went to go get a crowler filled, which is, if anybody doesn't know, a crowler is a 32-ounce can that they literally pour, and then they have a machine where they seal the top lid of it where you got the pull tab. I was kind of disappointed that they didn't have a crowler of all malt Genesee. That would have been a really easy beer to drink. Instead, I did the crowler 32-ounce can of the Genesee 12 Horse, which I didn't do an actual review on it. I did open it up I think it was Friday. I mean, it's a pretty average basic ale that it kind of is lager-ish to me. It has a lot of roasty corn kind of taste to it. So if you like that corn roasty note to it, then you would like that beer. Drank just like an average kind of a Miller High Life style lager beer does. Or almost like a Schlitz in a way.
Yeah, when I was there 2 years ago, they didn't have the all malt thing, but I guess they change it up every few months. Yep. They had the 12 Horse Ale on draft, which we drank and we liked, but they were saying that it didn't sell. They couldn't get people to buy it, so they pulled it out of the stores because it was just a waste of money. They would put it on the shelf in cans and bottles, and it would always expire. They'd have to throw it away. So they said they would but they got to keep making it to keep the copyright. You know what I mean? The trademark 12 Horse Ale. So they keep making it, and they have it on their little brew house, their little, whatever you call that. What do you call that place that, like a brewery that serves beer?
Tap room, yeah.
And apparently,
that tap room is really nice.
Before you shut this off, apparently that's what Pabst does with Falstaff beer about once every 6 years, because isn't a trademark for 7 years? Once every 6 years, when it's coming up to expire, they'll make a batch of Falstaff and put it on the market in like 12 packs of cans and sell it in places, obscure places like Hidalgo, Texas, along the Mexican border, where there's really no audience for it. But then they show photos and prove that they sold it within that time frame. Because I had somebody tell me, believe me. I said, yeah, but I need to see some photos. I need to see some product. You know what I'm saying? But apparently that's what they do to keep hold of the Falstaff name for the last 13 years. But I mean, why make Falstaff? That was one of the better beers in their portfolio. So why make it? Right? It's a lot roastier and toastier than average. So why produce it?
Yeah. So, that's what I did again last week, as most people know. I've been hearing, I got my brother, his girlfriend, and the parents are over at the house here. I've been hearing the doorbell go on and off for Halloween here. Before I came up at 7:20 Eastern time, New York, Boston time, we had these little bags that we put candy and Rice Krispie treats in together. We had at that time a little over 60 kids that have come over to the house. I don't know how many we have now. I could get a tally and let everybody know next week. But usually we have a lot of kids in our neighborhood, although over the past several years here, the kids have been aging a little bit as human beings do. So we don't have as many kids as we used to here. And then when I went, as people know, and then when I went to come home from upstate New York, I went through the thruway in New York State, back through into the Mass Pike, and then we made a trip, a stop on the Mass Pike by way of Charlton, Massachusetts, to get to the Tree House Brewing Company. You know, that beer that everybody wants, and they want to pay an arm and a leg to try to get it on the black market. Those really popular hazy New England style beer. So I still have 3 cans of their Julius, their that orangey IPA hazy beer, double IPA called Haze, that amber ale you saw me do recently called Ma, and then there's one I had one during the Patriots game the other day on Monday. It's called Nervous Energy, and that's another 8% milk stout, and they claimed it does have some cinnamon and coffee and maple syrup type flavors in it. It's really fudgy and delicious. However, they claimed that they were trying to make that beer taste like classic French toast.
Oh boy!
Very fudgy, rich, and delicious. So I'm Angus. I'm doing all right. Yeah. So Gabrielle, you're showing us all of these Samuel Adams beer products. What else is going on Halloween? What's going on in the world of Gabriel Celaya? Anything good? Just Samuel Adams Winter Lager. All right. So I say
Gabriel's living in his own private Idaho right now.
His own private Idaho.
When I got my Red Dog, I saw the Genesee Ruby Red Kolsch.
Wow.
Oh.
I did not see
And
that at the brewery.
Oktoberfest. I sort of wish I had got a 12-pack of their Oktoberfest, but I passed on it.
It was an all right beer. They did have that at the brewery. It was pretty.
I got a 12-pack of the Old English 800 in the packaging, had the tiger.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't pass that up. I saw that.
They're red
Because in my
ale.
area, the Old English we get is those 42-ounce plastic bottles and the 24-ounce cans.
Wow.
I got a 12-pack of it with it. It's Tiger Time.
Yeah, I'd have to go to Shreveport to get that.
I
Yeah.
got that. I drink a few of those. And I'm going to start
ale.
comparing that to some other malt liquors. I'm going to get a Mickey's and a few others and do some side-by-side malt liquor compared to the Old English 800, the 5.9 version.
Oh, look who's here. What we got? Whoa, yeah, James. What is up, sir?
Got it. Sorry. I'm sorry I'm late. I had to I was involved with some legal paperwork signing,
Uh-oh.
but I had to rush. I just dawned on me, and I made it off. Oh, you guys are off. Okay.
No, it's still on, but just he was getting ready to shut it off.
For those about to join, we salute you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got
What do you got, sir?
I was only able to find this amongst a lot of crap, and the guy that owns the store kept on talking to me in Arabic. I don't know why. He knows me. I don't know what his problem is, but anyway, I digress. All right, Molson Double X. I know Jay Terrio and yourself, Thomas, probably know more than I do about this.
Yeah, it's the super premium lager.
And I believe if I'm not mistaken, that beer and their Molson Ice are actually not even brewed or sold in Canada. It's just for.
No, I had some Canadians tell me that they do get it. Yep, they get it.
Mm.
So it is not. It is not really
a facility in America.
Now it's funny. You can get some of the triple export that'll say brewed in the United States, and other cans will say brewed in Toronto. So it depends on what batch you're getting. I've noticed that.
You
The
heard
one
of
I got was brewed in Trenton, Ohio, '08 brewery.
Oh,
Oh, geez.
All the most Triple X I ever drank came from the United States.
James.
James is not too horny for that beer, is he?
James, I hope you have that thing dead cold.
No, it was cold. No, it was. It came out of the refrigeration. But I was looking for a pumpkin autumn related beer, which I could have went to the big liquor store, but because of the time that I was trying to catch you guys, I had to go to the little liquor store. But this was, it was either this or Sapporo or Asahi, a Japanese beer, or something like that. Or there was a Modelo that had tomato and chili pepper in it, and I don't know if I would have liked.
No, Jay Theriot, no.
I don't know if I would have liked that. I don't think I would have liked that.
I liked it.
All right, then I'll give it a shot next time.
Give us a rundown of Triple X most.
7 lucky bells for a very namby-pamby, weak, dead in the water lager. I would not get this again. I'm very surprised. Oh, hold on. Good.
Angus approves.
I'm not crazy about it because I'm used to the heavy duty stuff. But you know what? If you're real thirsty and it's hazy, hot, and humid, I guess this could be a welcome beverage. But I should have. You know what? Krampus would really appreciate those horns. You're a horny beer enthusiast and critique. I like the way that motion you make. That's another show.
Krampus will probably torment whoever made that beverage, right?
Now Krampus appeared in the mirror and said there's another character from the Andromeda Galaxy called the Emerald Mystic that really looks up the Jay Theriot shows a lot. In the Andromeda Galaxy. But getting back to this, the Emerald Mystic.
Not a good beer there, Molson Triple X.
What letter grade would you give it?
I would a letter grade. I would give it a C plus.
Okay.
A C plus, but I've had better lagers. Even Yinling blows this away.
Woohoo!
Oh, that's fighting words.
Yeah.
Genesee, the Genesee products.
Genesee Cream Ale, my favorite.
Yeah, there was a Genesee Ice, Thomas, that I saw.
No, I don't.
You don't want to.
Don't get that. Right?
That tastes like cream, literally. No puns intended, but it does.
Get the cream ale. Get the cream ale. Get the cream ale.
Yeah, the cream ale. There was a Genesee Ice at the same size as this can, but I decided to go with because it's Molson's,
a little bit more racy, Triple X, huh?
Yeah. Now, if I would have went to the big home liquor store, the one that Jay gets a kick out of because I take videos when I walk through it, I would have found something a lot better.
James, you saw the rum I bought, huh?
No, I just came on board. Let me see. Myers Planters Punch Special. Myers Dark Rum from Jamaica. That's good rum.
Since 1879, I got this. I got this 1 liter bottle for $23.99.
Woo, Doug.
That's good. Ice cold with a lime wedge squozen. Well, that's not a word, is it? Squeezing? Squoze into it. Squeeze. Oh, wait a minute. Boston Red Sox. How about Thomas?
Yeah.
Let me give a toast to the Boston Red Sox.
I'm out of beer, but cheers.
The curse of the bamboo. The curse of the bambino.
At 7.3 starting to kick in, I think.
Yeah. It's maybe a little heavier duty than we might have first.
Right. I think you insulted it, so it says, okay, I'll have the final word on this.
Mookie Betts gets a well-deserved World Series ring. I don't know the rest of the team.
But there was some dumbass at this parade today Now people do that at these rolling rallies, these parades for the world champions, where people like throw beers to the players in the duck boats, and then they take them and they drink them. Right? Some guy did bad. He threw a beer, and instead of it landing towards a player, it dented the World Series trophy.
Oh, wow. You're kidding me.
No, the guy dented the World Series trophy, and he got arrested for it.
He's lucky he didn't get the shit kicked out of him by the Boston.
He dented the fucking thing. It's
Oh,
crazy.
my God.
That was the Whitey Bulger curse.
Whitey Bulger would have took care of him. Yeah.
Whitey Bulger is now dead. Somebody killed him in jail.
That's why I said Whitey Bulger curse. All right, I got to get going, Eric, but James will probably close it out with a whistle, huh?
Let's close this one out, and we'll have an off-air type discussion. So, again, thank you for joining us on this Hallow-Wednesday. Wild card. Maybe we'll do another wild card next week.
Yeah.
Maybe if we can all get some Dunkin' Donuts porter, maybe we'll do it next week. Who the hell knows?
Well, the Day of the Dead is coming in honor of our gentleman here, Holiday Porter, Samuel Adams.
Gabriel Solaya.
That's yes, November 2nd, Day of the Dead, holiday, robust and full body.
Okay, so Thomas Metal 75 says thank you for joining on behalf of William Kepley. Thanks for joining us in the World 2018 examination. Keep drinking them Red Bulls. All right, thanks for joining. Do you have any final thoughts, Jay? Okay, James, thank you for joining.
Carl Heston said in 1968.
Boom.
A madhouse. A madhouse.
Yes, 1968 you were born.
1968? Jay was born 1968? No, really? You're that young?
Yeah, I was talking about Charlton Heston's statement.
Yeah, that's 50 years old.
All right, James. Thanks for joining on such short notice. I know you were gonna join, but thanks for joining. Gabriel.
Yes, I know I'm a busy man.
Solaya, Gabriel, do you have any final thoughts for this Halloween? What's going on Halloween? How you doing? How are the trick-or-treaters out there? What's going on in Phoenix?
I don't know.
All right, cheers.
I don't have candy, so I won't open the door.
You don't have any candy? What? Come on. No, just give him beer.
It was like the Night of the Living Dead over here with all the trick.
Okay, give him beer.
Loaded
Give the kids beer.
Eric, I told him that.
And until next time, everybody, maybe we'll do a wild card again. Cheers. Been a wrap. See you soon. Happy Halloween.